We are live. We are live. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are live. And this morning on the huddle, I have a question for you. Are you an online content creator who is struggling with live streaming to reach a broader audience? Well, this morning, we're going to be talking about 5 important tips on helping you to live stream to the right destinations. So do me a favor, grab yourself a cup of coffee, huddle up. It's time for the huddle. Praise the Lord, everyone. Welcome to the huddle. I'm your host, Walter Strong. If you're new here and you want to broaden your reach, your impact, and income through online video, then we welcome you to the show. And as we said this morning, we're going to be talking about 5 important tips on helping you to live stream, to multi-stream to the right destinations when you go live. Now, typically when people do a lot of live streaming and multi-streaming to different platforms that they are connected to through their live streaming software, they're doing it primarily for a broader audience. But here's what I want to talk about today. Reaching a broader audience. Is it the right audience, your target audience that you should be reaching? And so we're going to get into that discussion on 5 tips on live streaming destinations and streaming to the right audience. And so if you're joining me this morning, let me know in the chat where you're watching me from. Give me a hashtag Team Live in the chat, and we get ready to get started. And if you're going to be checking out the replay of this live stream this morning, at this point, let me know in the comments where you're watching me from. I see already in the chat, Team Live is already getting loaded up. I have the StreamYard logo, but then I got my good man, Tech Troublemaker, in the house this morning. Good morning. My dear sister, Equip Institute is in the house. Oh, yeah, Team Live is repping. We got our auntie, Denise, this and that in the house. We got Real Chicago in the house. Oh, yeah, we are excited this morning. And so we're going to get into this discussion. You know, multi-streaming is definitely something that can be very beneficial for building a brand, to building your platform, to doing brand awareness. But again, are you reaching the right audience by live streaming to Twitter? Are you reaching the right audience by live streaming to Facebook, live streaming to Twitch, and live streaming to TikTok and Instagram? All these ways to live stream to multi-different platforms, but are you reaching the right audience? And so that's what we're going to get into. Yeah, I see my dear sister, Miss Leona Dooley, in the house this morning, ma'am. I enjoyed your live stream. If you didn't know, guys and ladies, it's National Cookie Day. So I got a chance to check out Miss Leona's live stream for a few moments. I said, man, I want me some peanut butter cookies since it's National Cookie Day. So without further ado, let's get into this content. Let's fire up the stream deck and get into our topic. So live streaming to destinations, multiple destinations. What are the advantages and what are the disadvantages? Well, if you're like me, when I first started live streaming, I was live streaming primarily just to one platform because I'm a believer. If you're going to start and do something, do it right, master it, become good at it, and then you start to broaden, out and see if it's something that you can become better at by going to different platforms. But as you do that, you begin to understand that the audience that you may have on YouTube is going to be completely different from Facebook. The audience that you have on YouTube and their capabilities of being able to interact with them on YouTube may not be the same for Twitter. And so I think it's important to talk about the advantages and the disadvantages of live streaming to multiple destinations. And so, tip number one, I think it's important in anything that you do as an online content creator, you need to determine your purpose and why you want to do it. Don't do it just for the simple fact because of, oh, your live streaming software, StreamYard, Restream, OBS gives you the ability to reach a broader audience. When we're taught as online content creators, when we first start making content, that we have to find a target audience. We have to find our niche, because the truth of the matter is our content is not for everyone. It's for a specific audience that has the same interest, same passion, and same pain points that we have that we need help with. So, yes, it gives us the ability to reach a broader audience, but reaching that broader audience at what cost? And so, if we don't understand the purpose or why we're doing it, it could be hurting our live streams instead of benefiting our live streams. And so the first thing I want to ask you is, if you are multi-streaming, are you doing it for brand awareness? Brand awareness to promote your brand, to promote your platform? Well, if you're doing that and you have a consistency across each destination, that could be a benefit from you, because maybe you're on Instagram. Let's take Miss Leona and take Auntie Denise, where they are, live streaming with cooking and homemaking. Well, if they're on Instagram and if they're on Pinterest and if they're on YouTube, then live streaming across multiple platforms could be a benefit for them, because they have a similar audience on each one that they're trying to reach, and they fit within their target demographic. But then again, if you're doing it and you're trying to get your brand out there more for people to see it, and there's a disconnect, and I'll use Twitter. I'm going to use Twitter quite a bit today as examples. Well, if you're trying to get that brand awareness out on Twitter, well, there's some limitations to Twitter in terms of how you can live stream and your audience and interact with you, engage with you. So that it will end up causing a disconnect, which can be more of a harm from a standpoint of the time, the energy, and effort that you put into live streaming. And so understand the purpose of why you're doing. Is it for brand awareness? Is it to increase leads for your business, where you can get more clients, where you have 1,000 raving fans on YouTube, and you want to be able to increase more lead opportunity on another platform and destination? Look at the purpose of why you're doing it, and that your purpose, I believe, will guide you to the right destinations you should be live streaming. If the purpose is to increase leads and get appointments because you're into content marketing and mortgage brokering, like our good man Ash over in London, then LinkedIn and YouTube are no-brainers to be multi-streaming to. But to do it on another platform that's not in line with the purpose and what you're trying to do, and it's not going to produce the results, then that energy and effort, unfortunately, won't produce the results that you're looking for. And then maybe you're doing it for promotion purposes, to promote your upcoming online course that you're working on. Well, again, if that's the case, looking at content creation and promoting courses, certainly you're going to lead with YouTube, because YouTube is going to give you that replay value. YouTube is going to give you that search exposure, and then maybe from a course promotion, then you may want to lead with LinkedIn. You may want to lead in with possibly Facebook, with a Facebook group that you have. It all kind of boils down to identify and determine your purpose why you'll want to live stream to destination. Because just to say, I want to live stream and get in front of as many viewers that I can. Well, again, ultimately, is it benefiting your purpose? And so, we've kind of made the determination with all the opportunities to live stream on Twitter, Facebook. I just said, hey, look, I know the two platforms that we want to go after, and it's LinkedIn Live and it's YouTube. And so we have Team Live on YouTube. And if you're checking me out on LinkedIn, give me a hashtag Team Live in the chat and let me know when you're watching me from. And see, by multi-streaming to these two platforms, this past Wednesday, we did a live stream on helping small businesses how to go live and promoting their business through live streaming. Well, LinkedIn falls within the purpose of the audience we're trying to reach. And so you want to be sure you're live streaming with the right purpose to the right destinations. Tip number two, identify your audience. Identify your audience. And we touched it on point one, but you got to identify your audience. Identify not just from the standpoint of the generic standpoint of, I want a broader audience. Again, we're always taught about niching down on YouTube. We're taught in terms of reaching our target audience. But if we're trying to reach such a broader audience, what'll happen is we'll keep trying to throw this wide net. After a while, when you reach your threshold of 1,000 subscribers and you have all this different content, and you look at all these different people who are watching your content, you're going to have a bunch of confused subscribers because you got all gathered from different destinations over a period of time. And so as a result, you're saying, wait a minute, who is my audience? Who is my customer avatar? Who is my customer avatar that I should be reaching? And as a result, it's going to cause confusion. It's going to cause dissatisfaction, all for the sake of trying to reach the masses, all for the sake of reaching the broader audience. And it's important that we identify our audience, understand who our customer avatar is, and really niche down on that individual. And that customer avatar, if we are going to live stream to multiple destinations, that customer avatar should be able to be found on LinkedIn. They should be able to be found on YouTube. They should be able to be found on, if you're going to use, I've seen content creators, they'll take their mobile phone and they'll live stream to Instagram and put their phone in a different angle and start live streaming while they're live streaming to the other platforms, because maybe, for example, StreamYard doesn't give us the ability to live stream to Instagram because Instagram has not given permission to do so at this time. But so they use their phone. And we're going to get into the advantages and disadvantages of trying to multi-stream with your computer and your phone in this presentation. But again, are you identifying your customer avatar? Are you identifying the target audience by live streaming to the right destinations? Your customer avatar may not necessarily be on Facebook, though you may have 5,000 people who are basically your online Facebook friends. But that 5,000 people may not necessarily be your customer avatar. Those 10,000 people that you have on Twitter may not be your customer avatar. Your customer avatar may be on YouTube and on LinkedIn. It may be on YouTube and it may be on Facebook. But find out who your customer avatar is, live stream determining what your purpose is in doing it so you can reach the right audience. And then finally, not only reaching the right audience, knowing your customer avatar, taking the time to build an email list. Build an email list where you can be able to connect with your audience so that when Facebook goes down, you have an email list. When Twitter stops tweeting and the ability to keep tweeting is no longer available, you have an email list. When LinkedIn is not available to connect and follow others, you have an email list. So that way you can stay in contact with your 1,000 fans. You can stay in contact with your customer avatar through an email list. And so when you're live streaming to different destinations, these are destinations that fall within purpose, and it falls in with the idea audience you should be reaching. Hey, if you're getting great value out of this masterclass on 5 tips on how to live stream to the right destinations, do me a favor in the chat. Give me a hashtag Team Live. Give me a thumbs up on YouTube by smashing the like button. Share this on your favorite social media platform. If you're watching me on YouTube, on your phone, do me a favor. Take your phone, especially if you got an Apple, take a picture of it and then post it over on Instagram and share it. And if you're on LinkedIn, give me a hashtag Team Live. Give me a thumbs up or a celebrate emoji. And those of you who are watching the replay of this, we truly appreciate you watching up to this point. Give us a hashtag Team Replay. My online listeners who are checking me out, who's doing work this morning at work, checking this out, make sure you're a part of either Team Live or Team Replay. And so tip number three, we talked about purpose, identifying your customer avatar and audience. Understand the platform. And if you get nothing out of these 5 tips, this is the one I really want you to be able to jot down on a Post-it note, to jot down in your journal. Understand this tip. First of all, when we're live streaming to different destinations, those platforms are rented space. It's borrowed land, because they can change their guidelines and their policies today one way and then change it tomorrow without even consulting us. They'll change the profile of your page, the design of your page, the functionality of your page without even sending me and you a notification if we want. They own that. They kind of set the guidelines on terms of the tone and the message of what you communicate. That's rented space. That's borrowed land. And understanding that should be a driving factor on where we want to live stream. And I put this as the third bullet point, but I'll switch the order. Understanding also the algorithm of each platform, because whereas the algorithm of Facebook is completely different from the algorithm of YouTube. The algorithm for YouTube is completely different from LinkedIn. And so it's important that as we are choosing the right destinations to multi-stream, to live stream, we have to take in consideration that it's rented space. It's not our platform, and it's their algorithm. And so they determine in terms of what gets into the news feed and what doesn't. Let's take Facebook for a minute. Everyone's popular social media page. It's interesting. Birthday comes up. Anyone who's connected to you and friends with you on birthdays, you're going to get anywhere on average that I've seen on my birthdays and my wife's, or me mentioning a family member's birthday. You may get on average of anywhere from 100 to 200 likes. You may get on average to maybe about 80 to 100 comments. Say it's an anniversary, boom, same thing. And if you're a real kind of popular person with people, depending on your level of popularity, you may get up to 240. Post a picture of a recent picture that you took and sharing a moment of that's important to you, you may get easily 100 likes. And so the algorithm of Facebook is driven towards, connection of family, connection of friends, sharing intimate moments, anniversaries, birthdays. Turn around and say, okay, I'm going to share my YouTube upcoming live stream or my recent uploaded video. See how many likes you get. And then see how many times your post gets pulled into the newsfeed because the algorithm is not going to necessarily appreciate the fact that that content did not come originally from their platform. And they're not going to give me and you the space unless we are willing to pay for it through paying either through a fan page or a business page. The algorithm is not going to be as kind. It's not going to be as kind. Even if you tag 25 people on that YouTube upcoming live stream, the algorithm is not going to do it. And so it's important to understand the nature of the algorithm, and is this the platform? Going to limitations, it's important for us to understand the limitations of some platforms such as Facebook, because when you're using a third-party software like StreamYard for my Mac people who are e-cammers, the thing is, then if you want the comments and the profile of the person to be able to be displayed, you have to then tell your audience to click on said link that's available, that's giving them permission to allow a third-party person or platform to share their information. And due to the fact, because of some past transgressions that Facebook has gotten themselves into in sharing third-party information without our information. And so they figure, okay, the best way to cover it is to say, hey, look, we need to put restrictions and limitations for people who want to show posts and comments of those on Facebook, or if to the point of telling you as a person who uses their platform and your streaming software, you have to open up your ability where just about any and everyone can see your content, so that you can properly be able to see comments and profile pictures being made. Understand the limitations of each destination that you're going to live stream. And if the destination is going to do you more harm than good, it's just going to be more of a disadvantage than an advantage, then that may not be the platform that you want to live stream for. Now, I think it's also good in the standpoint, if you do understand the limitation of a platform such as Facebook or Twitter, because Twitter doesn't give me or you the ability, if we're watching a live stream and we're watching it from a Twitter feed, it doesn't give us the ability to do a live chat and engage with the person, the host, during the live stream. So if you're a person who is struggling with learning how to do live streams and learning how to interact and engage with live streams, sometimes you can use those platforms as a way of practicing, getting comfortable on camera, getting comfortable that when you start to live stream, you may not have a big audience of viewers watching you, like some of today's top live streamers like Nick Nimmin, our dear auntie. I was watching dear auntie's live stream earlier this week, and some of the numbers based upon her subscribership that she have, we may not have those numbers as of yet, but in the time to come, we will. But to getting comfortable with live streaming with no viewers at all, maybe you then live stream over to Facebook. Maybe you live stream over to Twitter because of the limitations, until you build your confidence on camera, until you build the confidence in going live. That may be an advantage. So understand that it's borrowed land, it's rented space. Understand the limitations of it. Understand the algorithm in your choice, in your selection of multi-streaming. Want to do some engaging right quick here. Our dear sister says from Equip Institute, let's take these glasses off. You do a great job. Well, thank you very much, first of all, of acknowledging your audience. It's important for me to be able to acknowledge my audience, to do the very best that I can. Miss Equip Institute, it is because I don't know if I've shared this with you, but I felt it was important to share with my audience. I had to make sure I don't allow my limitations of my site. I have some challenges with my site, and so that's sometimes you'll see me trying to engage, trying to read comments, and it was frustrating me that I was not trying to engage and pull as many comments up that I can. So I said, nope, I'm going to put it out there. And then I begin to my surprise, I began to talk to some other content creators who live stream, and they said, hey, I have some of the same issues. I just never made it public like you. And I knew I was hurting my engagement, not by engaging and pulling comments up. And so I said, encourage them and say, hey, look, each person is different, but I want to be able to pull as many comments that I can, because I do believe there is going to come a time where that number that says 10 to 12 viewing me today is going to be anywhere from 50 to 100. So I have to do my very best until it's time to get a live stream moderator to do it. But I want each person, like yourself, Auntie Denise, to feel welcome, to feel wanted, and feel needed, a part of the huddle. That is so important to me. That's the connection that I want to have with each and every one of you, not just viewing you as a viewer, as a number, as a subscriber, but as a person that I can connect with in the best way I can virtually. So thank you so much for that feedback. And I just gave my Oscar speech, my Oscar speech on live streaming. Tip number four. Tip number four. Here we go. Where we at? Growing your personal brand. It's important also in terms of, if you're going to live stream to multi destinations, again, understanding purpose, understanding your why. And if part of it is brand awareness and growing your personal brand, I think it's important also to live stream to the appropriate destinations, understanding how it's going to grow your brand online, not just online, but even possibly offline. Because, I've heard of stories where content creators who may live stream or do content may end up interacting with someone that follows their live stream or watches their videos, and they live within the same city or state and town and area, and the person approaches them and say, hey, you're Equip Institute, right? I've seen your picture on your live stream shows. And you're like, you do? You're like, well, who are you? And they go, I'm the person under this and that with Denise Jordan. Oh, you are? I just want to come and say hello to you. And so that brand message, the way you carry yourself online, has to be consistent as well as offline. Having a brand message that's real, that's transparent, that promotes positive core values, and just has an overall consistent message that is across the board upon each of the destinations that you're live streaming. And so, again, Twitter, because of its limitations, may not be able to be effective, especially tweeting with 140 characters. I don't know if they've changed it to make it more, but tweeting and having 140 characters and their news feed moving all the time, it may not be a good match in terms of you having a consistent brand or message with Twitter, LinkedIn, and say YouTube. And so you have to kind of look at it across the board, that you will have a consistent brand and message. I mean, I realize nowadays everyone there, people are into TikTok. I don't tick and I don't talk. My days of breakdancing with the Soul Sonic Force and Nucleus with Jam on it. Those were my days back in the days of watching Beat Street and breaking. So I don't tick and talking anymore. But you may be a ticking and a talking. You may be a gamer on Twitch. Talking about in terms of limitations, when we talked about the last point, I was watching a video, and I want to digress in terms of this tip that we're on. I was watching a multi-stream video about the lady was saying how she uses OBS to be able to live stream to Twitch and to TikTok, but she was saying that she sees a decrease in viewership when she tries to multi-stream with both platforms, and the viewers on Twitch, she's having some technical difficulties in her audio and them being able to hear her live when she's on Twitch and TikTok at the same time. And so what am I saying is, with those limitations, with those issues, they're going to hurt your brand message, not being communicated effectively. And so you want to make sure wherever you're live streaming, whether if you're doing publish or if you're doing it private, you want to be able to grow your brand efficiently and effectively. Um, and it's going to be, most importantly, who gets the benefit of all of this hard work and effort that you put in? It's your viewers. At the end of the day, doing all of this, it's the viewer. The viewer should benefit from it. And you are answering specific questions that they have, addressing in pain points that they may have, and really helping them, because they take their time just like you guys take time. I was talking to a fellow content creator who watches the huddle, and he was really sharing with me. He says, I've been watching your evolution and your growth from the time we met to where you're at and how you've been progressing, and you've got me to a point where when it's 11 o'clock, I have you in my calendar. I have to see you. And he's saying that's because of the hard work, the effort, the content you put in, and what I get from it. And so it's important at the end of the day, doing these things, not just because of their good practice and it's going to help you to be able to grow your live stream and to grow your brand and get more subscribers. At the end of the day, it's about the viewer. Hey, if you're getting great value out of this live stream this morning, do me a favor, click the thumbs up button, share this on your favorite social media platform. If you're on LinkedIn this morning, let us know on LinkedIn where you're watching us from. Give us a hashtag Team Live, give us a thumbs up or a celebrate emoji by celebrating this live stream. Those of you who are part of Team Replay, the crew, the posse, the online squad, we appreciate you watching us up to this point. Give us a hashtag Team Live, or I'm sorry, Team Replay in the comments section. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel as of yet, and you've been checking me out for a while, and you've been checking out the Huddle community, and you see what you like here, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, click the alert notification button, so when we go live, you'll be alerted so you can be able to watch some great content. Tip number five, don't sacrifice your quality. Now, my understanding, other than just StreamYard and Restream and Ecamm, there's an OBS, I believe. There's some other types of live streaming software platforms that I won't get into mentioning their names. I don't want to put this as a negative commentary on them, but there are some live streaming software out there that gives content creators the ability where you can live stream possibly up to almost 6 to 10 different platform destinations. And again, what comes to mind is purpose and audience, customer avatar and purpose. If that fits within those 2 points, okay, fine. But here's one of the things I've noticed from hearing for people who do this. I've kind of watched a couple of people that when you start to do that, you end up sacrificing something. You end up sacrificing something very important. You sacrifice possibly audio. So let's take audio for a minute. Well, if you're sacrificing audio and you're trying to live stream to all these different platforms and destinations, your audio may be affected because you're maybe hurting your computer. Your computer may not be able to handle everything you're trying to do. And as a result, it manifests it in the audience. And I see tech troublemaker in the comments. And so, if I'm off base a little here, put me in the comments and give me some additional feedback so I'm communicating this. It's also going to possibly affect video quality, and one person that's real big on it and making sure you have the right cameras for good video quality, and whether if it's through the phone, whether if it's through your latest DSR, is my good man Sammy, the superstar, who's in the chat. And so we want to acknowledge him. And so, Could you be sacrificing video quality? Maybe you could be doing that. And then not only audio, but you could be also impacting viewer experience. And I've seen individuals where they'll go live on LinkedIn, right? They'll go live on LinkedIn, they'll go live on YouTube, and then they take their phone. And again, this is not a knock, but I'm kind of sharing with you my viewer experience that I've kind of gotten from this is that now they are live streaming on Instagram with their phone, and you're sort of seeing the behind the scenes part of the live stream, but the audio is bad. The video quality is bad. And so my point is, if you're going to do all this multi-streaming to 6 to 10 different places, make sure you're not sacrificing important things like audio. Make sure you're not sacrificing important things like viewer experience. Because if a person is listening to some bad audio, just give them time. They're going to leave your stream. They are. If it's giving them bad video experience and visual experience, give them time. They're going to leave the stream. And so again, purpose, understanding why you want to do this. See a couple of comments here. See, text says multi-streaming can water down your message and and the audience experience. And I truly agree with that statement. As much as it may give us the opportunity for the broader audience, it's like trying to just it kind of goes back trying to reach everyone and using different computers. And I heard one person was saying in the video when she was talking about live streaming from Twitch and to TikTok, and using two different computers or using two different mobile phones. But again, doing all of that, is it affecting the video quality? Is it affecting the audio and the viewer experience? And if it's doing all of that, then you have to say, hey, is this the platforms I should be live streaming to? And because at the end of the day, viewer experience is what I can. Viewer experience translates into likes. Viewer experiences translates into comments. Viewer experience translates into views. Viewer experience translates into them watching additional content and coming back for additional live streams. And so, if poor video experience, it's just a matter of time they're going to say, as much as I want to kind of get to know you and learn about, I try to give everyone a fair shot that YouTube pulls across my homepage, especially if I'm busy working on some other things and I don't want to listen to ESPN or Fox about sports or the quarterback from Miami, if him being hurt in there. Maybe I want to listen to sports. Maybe I want to listen to music. Maybe I want to try someone I've never seen that popped up on the homepage. But if I'm hearing all this bad audio and I'm seeing all this bad video quality, and you're telling me you live streaming to 10 different places and you're using Zoom and you're using OBS, man, come on. And again, this is not a knock. I'm just kind of seeing it, sharing my testimony as a viewer and my experience in trying to multi-stream to different places myself and seeing the results that were not beneficial for me as a live streamer. I see Christmas is come early because my man Todd is on Team Live this morning. Good morning, sir. Good morning. I'm glad you're here on Team Live this morning. We're talking 5 tips this morning on how to making sure that you're live streaming to the right destinations. Live streaming to the right destinations where you're not hurting viewer experience, where you don't have poor audio and poor lighting, and you have great video quality. So it's summary time. Let's get into summary here. So we talked about determining your purpose on why you are considering live streaming to different destinations. I think it's okay to kind of try out the feature if you're on StreamYard or if you're using Restream or Ecamm. I think it's okay to learn to try out the feature and kind of get used to it. But after you get kind of, try out the feature and kind of get used to, the bells and whistles of it, it comes down to determining purpose. Is this something that you should be doing? And is it going to help viewer experience being a positive one? Is it going to improve your audio and your video quality? And so you have to determine your purpose. You have to identify your audience, because the broader audience trying to reach everyone is not necessarily a good thing, especially if you bring them over from one platform, you get them to subscribe, you start uploading all your content, and they only watch maybe a minute of your content, they click a like button, and then they jump off. Then they're hurting retention. How they're hurting retention. That broader audience does you more harm than good. You want to have the target audience that's consistent across each platform. And so again, you want to also understand the platform, understand that it's borrowed land. If any platform you really should be putting effort and energy on is through your own website that you pay through your web hosting service, whether if it's on Squarespace, whether if it's on WordPress or some other website system that you use, you're bringing them back slowly over time to your platform through email, building an email list. And then that's how you can have great things like this afternoon at 12 p.m., the Huddle Hangout, and getting together with some of the very individuals who are part of your live stream week after week, and engaging with them on a Zoom call. That, to me, that's the real a true benefit of live streaming, where I can interact with guys like Tech and Sammy and Auntie Denise and Miss Leona and Miss Equip Institute, Real Chicago, and others. That's the real benefit, because I'm not on borrowed land. I'm not on rented space. We're doing it from our own platforms. And so, understand the platform, its limitations, and then grow your personal brand. Grow your personal brand online, offline, with a consistent branding message, um, through both and the different destinations. So when you're live streaming the different destinations, it's growing your brand, it's growing your platform. And then finally, don't sacrifice important things like quality. Don't sacrifice important things like video, um, quality, audio. And don't, most importantly, don't sacrifice your viewer experience, all for the purpose of saying, to look important, to say, I am live streaming today on 60 different channels, social media pages, and I got something important to say, but they can't hear it because the audio is so bad. They can't see it because the video quality is bad, or the angle of the camera that you have got me seeing behind the scenes of the camera, and I'm seeing all this stuff that's on your desk that maybe you should have cleaned before you went live. Just saying, not trying to throw any shade, because I've been guilty of it myself. I've been guilty of it myself. Hey, questions, comments on this masterclass this morning. Would really love to get your feedback. Are you a person who does multi-streaming? Share maybe one advantage that you benefit from. I would love to get your feedback on an advantage that you get from multi-streaming, or a disadvantage, or if you have a question. We want to share and just kind of get some feedback from you. We're going to, do this for another 10 minutes because we got to get ready for the Huddle Hangout. So I would love to kind of get your feedback on this. If you're getting great value out of this live stream, do me a favor, or if you're on LinkedIn or YouTube, give me a thumbs up, smash the like button. You can smash it on LinkedIn. You can smash it on YouTube. You can share. You can follow. And if you haven't subscribed yet, you can subscribe as well. Team Replay. Make sure you give us a hashtag Team Replay. So I'm just looking for some comments, looking for some questions, which I don't see. If there are none, let's get in real quickly into wins of the week. Are there any wins of the week this morning? I would love to hear to see some wins of the week. Wins of the week. Any wins of the week? Well, for myself, I'm just glad to make it through another week, and I'm glad. We're getting some rain from the remnants of Hurricane Ian, but not as what those in South Carolina and Florida got. But I'm just grateful for another week and just health and strength. And then my other win for the week, I've and we're going to talk about this more in the hangout. I recorded my first 5 YouTube shorts that's going to be debuting next week. So I'm racking up on doing some shorts now, and I'm gonna at least be posting at least 5 a week. And then the other 2 days will be my live streams. So you'll get a YouTube short on Monday, Tuesday, live stream Wednesday, shorts on Friday, Thursday and Friday. And I'm sorry, yeah, you'll get them 6 days a week. No, I did that right. No, you'll get 4 shorts. Oh, you can't even count. 4 shorts a week. And then Wednesday and Saturday will be the live streams. The shorts will be Monday and Tuesday, Thursday and Friday. Wednesday, I'm not going to do anything. So I am excited. As Ash told me in a call we had, he said, it took you long enough. It took you long enough to start to realize you need to start doing some shorts. And but I appreciate him and others like yourself just staying with me and saying, man, this brother is hard headed. All he wants to do is live streaming. He missing out on so much great opportunity. But I appreciate you sticking with me and encouraging me. So see some feedback there, right there. And hold on. Thank you for the congratulations. So I'm excited to see how this is going to turn out. And from what I've been, hearing about all the news about YouTube Shorts, I said, okay, starting to make sense. You can connect short content with long form content. So they've kind of made that. That was always a big concern for me. Now they've done that. My man Todd has a win for the week. So let's get here. He says, I'm interviewing for a VP. What happened? Oh, the thing just jumped on me. A VP of the world's largest Christmas store this week. All right. That's what I'm talking about. When you can take the stuff that you're passionate about from a content creation and be able to do it in your everyday marketplace job, and it all lines together. That's a great win for the week. Great win. So let me do this right quick while I'm waiting for more wins of the week. Let's scroll down. Yeah, bear with me 1 second. You already got the job. You already got it. We speaking in faith. We're speaking with expectation. So you already got the job. So we're already celebrating. When you come on next week and you let me know you got it, boom. So we're excited. See some other comments here. So let's engage. Hot dog shorts. Yes, Auntie. And it was important. One of the, I guess, the disconnects I had was, if I was going to make shorts, it was important that the shorts lined up with the message of what I've been communicating in the live streams. And as I was looking at the news on how shorts were coming out and how they're connecting with long form content, it was like a light bulb came on. I guess Ash kept trying to screw the right light bulb to come on for me, and just talking and just sharing some coaching tips on shorts as well as others. And I said, okay, now the right light bulb is on. I can clearly see. And Now, we're going to see what we produced and see some of the results from that. See some of the results from that. Any other wins of the week before we bring this to a close? We're at the 50-minute mark. So give you guys a chance to, take care of some stuff and jump on the Zoom call in 10 minutes. If not, I want to thank each and every one of you always for just making time out your schedule, even if it's for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, or even for 45 minutes plus to be a part of the huddle. Um, you will find some stuff that I'm doing now as I pop on each of your live streams. You'll see me pop up because I want to share that same support with Miss Leona and Todd. Todd, I'll definitely be checking you out and Miss Equip Institute. You're gonna have to kind of let me, when you come on the Huddle Hangout today, let me know when you have any upcoming things, whether if it's uploaded videos. I definitely want to support the Huddle community wants to support. So you just let us know, and we will be there. So with that said, if there are any other comments or questions, we're gonna go ahead and bring this to a close so we can all get ready for the hangout in about 9 minutes. So with that said, um, we close out by saying always, many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that will prevail in your life. Make a quality decision today. Let God's purpose prevail in your life, because that's what, at the end of the day, that's what matters. Letting God's purpose prevail in your life, even if it's kind of tough right now, even if a tear got to fall or something, or you're frustrated, you're angry. At the end of the day, let God's purpose prevail in your life, and you're going to be a better person to the other side of the storm. God bless. We'll see those of you on the hangout in about 8 minutes. God bless.